but it's just the opposite during the spring tide period. Welcome to our channel Going Wild. We are back in Sundarban. It's 18th of November and we will be exploring Sundarban for next few days. This is a spring tide time, which is generally not very favored by wildlife photographers and enthusiasts because of the water. Most of the time of the day the water remains up and hardly we get to see any mud flat. But anyway, let's see how it happens. I'll keep you guys posted once we enter the forest and we get to see something. The main difference between spring tide and neap tide is that during the neap tide, when we enter, the water is going down, and then throughout the day, almost throughout the day, we get to see open mud flats, and while coming out, the water goes up. So we get a continuous stretch of open mud flats, and it's easier to track wildlife. But it's just the opposite during the spring tide period. Once we enter, the water will be going up. So for some time we'll be getting the open mud flats, but after that there will be a long stretch of high tide everywhere, water everywhere, and we won't get to see the mud flats. And again, towards the second half of the day, the water starts going down. So then again we get to see the mud flats. So we don't get that continuous stretch during a spring tide period. It's almost midday. We have entered the forest at around 7 o'clock in the morning after picking up the guide. So the morning the tide was going up, we got a little bit of time with open mud flat, and after that, as you can see in my background, the water is still up. It has just started receding. So the morning was not very bad. We got black capped kingfisher, we heard the brown winged kingfisher, but couldn't photograph it. We got some fantastic sighting of crested serpent eagle, changeable hawk eagle dark morph, and we got a huge crocodile around 14-15 feet long, huge crocodile. And right now you can hear some crested serpent eagle calls also, probably, I'm not very sure. And some spotted deer in good light we got. So not a very bad morning to start. Let's see how it goes after the water recedes little bit and we get some open mud flats in the evening. We'll be able to see the old footprints and all, or anything fresh. The water has started receding, and we can see a little bit of mud flats. This is a very narrow canal, and we are moving very slowly. Try to see if some tigers have crossed from either this side to that side, or from that side to this side. So it's a very slow movement, and we are trying to find out footprints, if anything is there. Just before lunch, we got a very fantastic sighting of a brown winged kingfisher with a fish in its mouth. It was amazing. We spent some time with it. It flew from one place to another, and we got some amazing shot and footages. So end of day one, evening, we got a very good sighting of collared kingfisher, and while we were photographing it, we saw some fresh footprints in the next canal, a canal near to it. And once we followed it, we saw that the mating pair which was seen few days back by some other boat, has crossed a big river. So we waited there for some time. We went, we searched, looked at some places. Uh, we couldn't get any more further clue, but we are a little bit certain that these two tigers are there on this one particular island. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Good morning, guys. There is a news that there was a tiger sighting yesterday around afternoon, early afternoon, and from our calculations, we think most likely the mating pair which we were following yesterday, one of them has moved and crossed a particular river. So let's see, today again we will be trying for them, and for the other tigers also, and for other wildlife also, otters and all. Now we'll be entering forest in another 10-15 minutes, and right now it's low tide, so probably first couple of hours will be interesting in the forest. We are near the Sudarnakhali entry point. It looks a little bit cloudy right now. Just now we got a very fantastic sighting of stork-billed kingfisher. Stork-billed kingfisher is not very common in Sundarban forest. Outside the forest near the human habitation you get to see, but inside the forest it's not very common. Just now we saw an osprey. Generally what happens in Sundarban, ospreys will be sitting far away and they won't allow very close approach. This one was very close, and before even we could pick up our cameras and all, it just flew away. We got some flight shots of the osprey. After the osprey, there was not much of activity. The water was up. Now the water has started receding slowly. So hopefully, let's see. Today afternoon and evening might be there might be some action. The evening was not very happening. We got just a jungle fowl on the tree and one monitor lizard. We got some old footprints, probably 5-6 days old. It's that same mating pair which was seen after that. The footprints are though not very fresh, not fresh, old footprints. But the thing is that this will help us in future, because we kind to get more knowledge about the tiger's movement patterns and all these things. So definitely, if not in this tour, maybe sometimes in future this is going to help us, the old 5-6 days old footprint. So that was important for us. That was important, and so day 2 is almost over. We are moving out of the park. Good morning, it's day 3. Yesterday evening, after coming out of the forest near the anchoring point, we met another boat which gave us an information that there were some fresh footprints in a certain part of the park. So let's see, we are heading to that park, that point of park right now, and I'll keep you guys updated whatever happens. By the way, we are staying on the boat again this time, and if you want to check out how the interior of the boat is and how the accommodation things are like, you can check the link in the description box below. So you can see these tiny water droplets. These are basically the overnight dew. So winter has started settling in. We just checked the footprints. It was not there yesterday, so definitely it has happened after we have passed by from this place. Let's see. We are on the trail. So we have abandoned the trail. Water is rising up, and the footprints were at least 1 or 2 tide old. So before the water rises completely, we would like to check some other parts of the forest. Generally in Sundarban, the freshness of the footprints can be understood by trying to gauge like how many tides have gone over it. Because if it is a very fresh footprints, the shape will be very intact, the edges will be very sharp. The moment tide starts passing through it, the shape starts distorting, and there will be silt deposition on the footprints. So since it was 1 or 2 tide old, and after that one complete night has passed by, and one big tide also has passed by, the tiger may have moved to a certain place, or whether it's staying back there. It's very difficult to gauge. That's the problem we face during the spring tide period, when a big tide comes in between your movements. So let's see if the new destination gives us some clue. We just now got a brief glimpse of the tiger. We were checking some very fresh footprints, and suddenly we saw the tiger standing there, and you can probably see even my hand is shaking right now. I'm shaking with the excitement. The tiger was so close. The water has gone up completely. Tiger has moved inside. Now it's a waiting game. We'll have to wait and see if it comes out again after the water goes down.